With the new season comes new players, new challenges, and new metas. Players are getting better and better every day. It can be really hard to keep up, so in today's video, I will show you guys ways on how to improve in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5. Improving in Fortnite is pretty hard these days because you never know if you're practicing the right things to get better. In today's video, I will be going over everything you guys need to do to finally see improvement in Fortnite. Let's first start off with resolution. In my opinion, you shouldn't be playing on native because it gives no advantage while playing, and we want the best advantage we can over the other players, so I suggest using a stretch resolution. Most players that play Fortnite on a computer use a stretch resolution because it has many advantages. The two main ones are a big FPS boost, and you'll be able to hit your shots and be more consistent with your edits because the screen is stretched. I've made two videos on the different stretch resolutions that I think are the best for Fortnite. The resolution that I suggest trying is 1650 by 1080 as it gives you an FPS boost while not sacrificing quality at all. It looks the same as native, but it's just a little bit stretched out. For medium to high-end computers, I suggest using this resolution, but if you're on a low-end PC, then I suggest using 1440 by 1080. This resolution gives a really good FPS boost even on the lowest end of systems. So this is how you guys create a custom resolution. Just right click on your desktop, open the NVIDIA control panel. Once it's open, what you guys are going to want to do is come to the change resolution tab. So once you're in this tab, what you guys are going to want to do is press customize, click create custom resolution. So pick the resolution that you guys want to try. I'll leave a bunch of resolutions up on the screen. So once you're done that, just press test and then your screen should go black. Once it comes back on, you should be good. So once you're done that, just click on the resolution that you guys made, press apply. Your screen should go black and it should come back on, and now you should have your custom resolution. So once you're done, just close out of the NVIDIA control panel, and the next thing we are going to do is use the Fortnite stretch res tool. I've made a video on it. That video will go more in depth with the Fortnite stretch res tool. I'll leave it down in the description down below. So what you guys are going to want to do before you open the stretch res tool is click Windows and R at the same time. A run box should pop up like this. Type in %local app data %, press OK. This folder should open. Scroll down until you see Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client. Right click on the game user settings and make sure read only is not ticked. If it is ticked, untick it, press apply and OK, and you're done with this folder. So now just open the Fortnite stretch res tool. I believe you guys are going to have to extract this tool, so WinRAR will also be in the link down below so you guys can actually extract the program. But once it opens, just type in the same resolution that you did in the NVIDIA control panel. You guys can also set a custom frame rate. I set mine to 74 because it's 3 below my monitor's refresh rate. Once you're done, press apply and press close, and you're done with your custom resolution. So if you were to load up Fortnite now, you would have your custom resolution. So the next thing is sensitivity. So before you guys can find the best sensitivity for you, you need to first understand what DPI and eDPI are. So DPI, or dots per inch, is the overall measure of how sensitive your mouse is in Windows. What I mean by this is DPI is used for everyday tasks while using your computer. For example, scrolling through Twitter or YouTube. A high DPI requires less force to move your cursor around. So if you were to move your cursor from one side of your monitor to the other, having a high DPI will make it a lot easier and faster than having a low DPI. Having a low DPI is the complete opposite of having a high DPI. It requires more force to move your cursor around, so if you were to move your cursor from one side of your monitor to the other, it's going to take a lot longer to do so because you're on a lower DPI. Next is eDPI, or effective dots per inch. eDPI is your DPI in Windows multiplied by your in-game sensitivity, so in this case Fortnite. So my DPI in Windows is 800 and my in-game sensitivity for Fortnite is 7.5 on both X and Y, so that means my eDPI is 60. To find your sensitivity, you need to find a center point in-game and move your mouse from one side of your mouse pad to the other. If you end up doing a full 360 and it lines up with the center point you created, then that's perfect. But if it doesn't, just keep messing around with your settings until it finally lines up. After your crosshair finally lines up with the center point, it's time for the last step, being the PSA calculator. It's essentially essential in finding the right sensitivity for you. I go more in depth with the PSA calculator in my finding the right sensitivity video, so go watch that one and come back to this one once you're finished. For keybinds, you need to figure out if you're prioritizing movement or building. For movement, you want to keep most of your building binds off of your keyboard. A lot of mice have side buttons, which can be an option for your building pieces. For building, you should have most of your binds on your keyboard. By having most of your binds on your keyboard, it makes it easier to focus on the keyboard and have your mouse only for movement. You need to pick keys that are close to W, S, A, and D, as it makes it easier to perform certain tasks. You want to pick keybinds that you're using every finger except your middle finger. You never want to have a keybind on your middle finger because W is the main movement bind. By taking your finger off of it, it's going to leave you exposed to potentially get shot by other players. A good rule of thumb is to have 2 binds on each finger except for your middle finger. The keys that I suggest using, as they are the closest to your fingers, are Q, V, B, C, X, E, R, T, F, caps lock, tab, Z, and G. The most optimal binds that I've found for a mouse with side buttons are wall as mouse button 5 or 4, floor as Q, stair as mouse button 5 or 4. You guys can pick whichever button you want your mouse or your stair, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that your stairs and your wall are on your mouse. Roof is C, trap is T, building edit is F, use is scroll wheel up, and reload/rotate is R. So for a mouse without side buttons, your wall is going to be F, your floor is going to be C, your stairs is going to be Q, roof V, trap T, building edit left shift, use scroll wheel up, and reload/rotate R. Improving your mechanics is essential to improving in Fortnite. It's the most important thing that can separate a good player from a bad one. When Fortnite first came out, it was really hard to improve your mechanics because you would have to just play matches, and over time you would get better. But now Fortnite has come such a long way to the point where now you can just load up a creative map and start practicing your mechanics. Improving your aim isn't as hard as people make it seem. You just have to start slow and be consistent with practicing, and you'll see improvements. That goes for literally anything in life. If you want to see improvement, you have to be consistent with what you're trying to work on. For example, let's use LeBron James. Do you think LeBron James was born with the skills of becoming one of the best basketball players in the world? To be honest, probably yes. No, he practiced at every chance he got, and with hard work and consistency, he was able to become one of the best in the world. The same thing goes for your aim. If you're consistent with practicing it, then you'll hit more shots. With the charge shotgun back in the game, if you're not good with it, then I recommend practicing, which will be the best thing you can do. The map that I recommend using is Skaavoks aim training map. It's a well laid out map that targets every scenario. You guys can practice things like AR tracking, shotgun flicks, peek shots. Like, you guys can practice almost everything with this map. Building is another vital piece in becoming an above average player in Fortnite. Your building must be in tip-top shape to perform at the highest level possible. If your building sucks, then you're going nowhere. What most people do is hop on Fortnite and free build doing different things and not building any muscle memory other than knowing your building keybinds. It's okay to free build for 5 to 10 minutes to warm up your fingers, but nothing more than 10 minutes. Instead, I suggest using the high ground retake practice map, as it's a lot easier to perform high ground retakes. If you're like me, then you suck at performing high ground retakes or only know 1 to 2 retakes that you can pull off whenever you need to get high ground back from your opponent, then I suggest using the map by Tito, as it goes in depth with performing the high ground retakes, making it easier for you to learn and eventually start using them to gain high ground back. Piece control is another big part of building. Piece control has blown up over the recent seasons of Fortnite, and everyone is trying to master it. It can be frustrating at times to perform piece control, but with enough practice, you'll be boxing your opponent up like a fish in no time. You need to learn piece control, as it can help end fights you encounter quicker. It also gives you the advantage over your opponent because you're surrounding your opponent with building pieces that belong to you. The map that I recommend you guys use to practice your piece control is the Piece Control Edit course by Kanduke. This map is a great map for improving your piece control, and it's really easy too. Everyone wants to become a fast editor in Fortnite. It's easier than you think. The key is to have good crosshair placement, which I will explain in a minute. Editing is a vital part of Fortnite. With good editing, you'll be able to trick your opponent and get little tags on them, making it a little easier to finish the kill. The map that I suggest you guys use to practice your editing is is Flea's editing dictionary, as I personally think it's the best map for editing. You can practice almost every edit in the game. So that's going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if I helped you in any way. I'm on the road to 600 subscribers. My goal is to hit it by the end of the month, so if we can do that, that will make me the happiest person in the world. But yeah, it's been your boy Zxire, and I'm out. Later.